Hello guys and girls, it's I, Aaron Lee here, or you can call me Aaron8018, and I'm making a video called something about Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Declassifies Amy Acker, the fan favorite actress, tells us about her upcoming role as Coulson's silliest in Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. by Mark Storm at Stormy. That's his Twitter page. Published March 27th, 2014. Updated March 27th, 2014. Who could possibly steal Agent Coulson's heart? The answer, it turns out, is Amy Acker. Acker, known for her roles in fan favorite series such as Angel, Person of Interest, and Dollhouse, as well as director Joss Whedon's Much Ado About Nothing, will join Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for an upcoming episode as Audrey, the cellist, and love of Coulson's life first mentioned in Marvel's The Avengers. With so much about Audrey shorted in mystery, we spoke with Acker about the role, the character's importance both to Agent Coulson and Acker Coulson and Craig, and much more. And to top it all off, we've got your first look at Acker as Audrey from Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Get a look at the first image from the upcoming episode directly below. Scroll down and read our full interview with the actress at Marvel.com. Said, before you were even cast, you were one of those people who was wondering who the cellist was that was referenced in the movie. Amy Acker said, I was, because I'm also a huge Craig fan. I've always been interested in what his storyline is going to be. It just seems that like such a neat little piece to put in there. So when Park was like, Josh wrote the thing about the cellist in Marvel's The Avengers, and it's something that's been really important to me all along. I was excited. Marvel.com said, you've worked with a lot of the producers on Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Park before, so how did this particular opportunity come up? Amy Acker, well, I've been bugging them and just saying how I love working with all of them. Jed Whedon and Marissa Turin produced Dollhouse, and obviously I would kill to do anything with Clark. I think he's so great. I have been dropping not so subtle hints that I would like to work with them, and then they called me and asked if I might be available. It kind of worked out perfectly when I had a couple of days off. It was nice. It didn't look like it was going to happen, and then everything came together. Marvel.com said, fantastic. When you were first hearing about the character, what sort of drew you toward her? And she said, well, I think one of the things that was so interesting about the role is that she has this backstory, and she has been talked about in the TV show as well as the movie. And you knew that she was somewhat important to him, and therefore to everyone, and as an audience member, important to me. I was curious to see who they were going to cast as that person. Never actually thinking it was going to be me. Laughs. But I was just excited to see how that storyline would play out. So when Clark called me personally and said how important this role was to him, that it needed to be cast with the right person, it was very flattering, and he thought that I was that person. Marvel.com said, when we meet Audrey at the beginning of this episode, you would say that she started to move on past Coulson, or is she still sort of grappling with that? Amy Acker said, I think that she's starting to try to put her life back together, and there are some great scenes about how hard that's been. But that she's finally gotten to a good place. Marvel.com said, what do you think it is that Audrey sees in Coulson, and vice versa? What do you think it is that he sees in her that makes their connection so strong? Amy Acker said, there's a lot of talk in the episode about how it was when they were together. I think that one of the biggest things that they keep bringing up when she talks about him is how he made her laugh, and just the trust that she had for him. I don't think anyone would have a hard time falling in love with Coulson, and there's probably a long line of people with that already. It just seems like they really had a real, honest connection. I know it sounds cheesy, but they really had a soulmate type vibe. Marvel.com says, given that in this episode we've got Audrey being placed in danger from a threat coming back from her past, how do you think she's able to hold up under that pressure? Amy Acker said, that's kind of the struggle of the episode. Her finding the strength to hold up under that pressure. I think probably her relationship with Coulson and with S.H.I.E.L.D. and what they did for her in the past has made her a stronger person and made her really trust that if she does what they say, that things are going to turn out the way they should. And that she's going to be protected. So I think that when she gets afraid and starts to doubt whether or not the plan is going to actually work, it seems like her love of Coulson is what makes her strong enough to keep it with it in the end. Marvel.com said, I know you're coming on for the episode, but if the opportunity came up, would you want it to come back again? And I said, yeah, definitely. It seems like these two people are meant to be together, and their story hasn't really yet been told. The way that it ends in this episode, it seems like there's a glimmer of hope that they may be together again or something like that. I feel like it's sort of destiny for their paths to cross in some way. Marvel.com said, very cool. As we've talked about, you've worked with Clark, with Jed and Marissa, and Jeff Bell a lot in the past. So whenever you come onto one of these sets, does it ever feel like a sort of family reunion at the same time? Amy Acker said, I was sad I didn't get to see Jeff or Jed because we weren't ever shooting at the stages, but luckily Marissa was there most of the time, which was wonderful. Yeah, those people are all my really good friends. I've known them for so long. I just think they're all so super talented that I'm always jealous when they're doing things where I don't get to say the words they're writing. I was excited to just be there, and it was interesting because, like in Dollhouse, it really felt like there were a lot of people from the H.I.E.L.D. Days. They're here. It kind of felt like a new group of people, but everyone was so sweet, and it just feels like such a welcoming atmosphere. The cast and the crew, everyone was great. Catching new episodes of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. beginning Tuesday, April 1st at 08 p.m. ET on ABC. Shared on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, and email. The share is on top and on the bottom. Comments 1. Tags Agent Coulson, Amy Acker, Clark Gregg, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The call was by Dragon's Dusk, and he said, Abe, I'm excited to see the episode, though. Tim Carey's, if her knowing he's alive, puts her in more danger, not less. That's it for that article. I saw a rumor or something that Thor, one of the superheroes from the Avengers movie, will be in these shows. So eventually, I don't know which episode it will be. I guess they're putting a lot of effort and work and finding a lot of actors for this show. I didn't know that this show would turn out this popular on TV. I guess I kind of missed 2 episodes of it already. I still have not watched them yet. I hope these shows on the DVR I'll watch eventually. And yeah. I guess some of my friends and cousins really like this show. I guess. I can't believe Marvel's making too much money off their things. They make too many movies and too many. I mean, they stopped doing the video games lately. The only movie video game they do is the Amazing Spider-Man movies, or have video games. but Iron Man 3 never did. Avengers never had a video game. And they don't even have video games for this show either. I don't know if they will, but hopefully someday they will. It depends how many seasons they're going. I guess Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a very long season. It's like I haven't seen a season finale for this show yet. Somehow they'll connect it with the Captain America movie too. It takes place before the events of Captain America movie, and they'll probably do an episode the week after Captain America the Winter Soldier comes out. And I just wanted to do this article for you. I hope you enjoyed it and liked it for your viewing pleasure, guys and girls. Please rate, comment, like, favorite, subscribe, view, opinions and thoughts. Stay tuned for more, guys and girls. And drink some hot chocolate. And I'll see you all later.